everyone, welcome to another late clues by Sam. I like the late ones because the stats are always truer. And it is a tricky one today. It is Thursday. I'm excited for this. If you don't know what Clues by Sam is, it is a daily logic puzzle game where there are 20 people and you gotta figure out who is a criminal and who is an innocent with the help of the clues that they give you. Everybody tells the truth. So if you want to play along, there is a link in the description to take you to it. And I'm going to start mine right now and explain my logic as I go. So let's see how I go. We start with Clay telling us that Frank is one of Eric's two instant neighbors. So Frank is an instant neighbor to Eric. And Clay himself or themselves are also an instant neighbor to Eric. So Eric's two instant neighbors are already here, which means that nobody else is an instant that neighbors Eric. And we don't need Clay's clue anymore. Frank now says there's an odd number of instants in row 5. Okay, we don't know about any instants in row 5 yet. Chloe says exactly one builder has a criminal directly below them. Okay, so either Tina or Uma are gonna have a criminal below them because Sia, who is the third builder, doesn't have anybody below her, so they couldn't have a criminal below them. Henry now says that only one of the 4 criminals neighboring Tina is in column B. So Tina has 3 people neighboring her in column B and only one of them is a criminal. There's a second criminal neighboring Tina here in row 5. So we need 2 more to total 4. Half of her neighbors are criminals. Jose says that there are at least 2 instants to write events. So if we know that either Sia or Zara are an instant and we need a second one to the right events, that means that Will is the second instant. And since we know that there's an odd number of instants in row 5, we need a third person to make an odd number in row 5. So Vance himself has to be an instant as well, and we don't need Frank's clue anymore. And now Will says that there are 11 instants in total on the whole board. So 20 people, 11 are instants, and that means that 9 are criminals. 4 of them neighbor Tina, plus 3 that neighbor Eric. Oh, I'm talking about criminals. What? Yeah, 9 criminals. So 4 plus 3, that's 7 criminals. So there's 2 more criminals around the board. Vance now says that only one of the 2 criminals neighboring Uma is a cook. So Uma has 1 criminal neighboring her here in row 5. She has 2 cooks neighboring her in row 3, and one of them is a criminal. And that's also the second and last criminal neighbor that she has, right? So that means that Tina is not a criminal herself. And we don't need Vance's clue anymore. Now we also know something about Tina. She has a criminal neighboring her here in column B, right? That makes Martin and Saga opposites. And that's 3 criminal neighbors for Tina. 1 here, and 1 here. So the 4th one needs to be Uma. So we are done with that. What new clue do we have? Tina's, there's an odd number of criminals neighboring Henry. Okay, let's leave that for later. Uma's clue says there's an equal number of criminals in rows 3 and 5. We know how many criminals are there in row 5. There's only 1 criminal in row 5. So there's only 1 criminal in row 3. And that criminal is going to either be Nicole or Olivia. So nobody else is a criminal in row 3. We don't need Uma's clue anymore. And what about Henry? Because, Saga is a criminal because of Martin. Saga tells us that Ruth is one of 4 instants in column A. So there's 3 instants so far in column A and 2 people left. So one of them only is the last innocent. The other one is a criminal for sure. And now we know about a 3rd criminal neighbor for Henry. How many criminals do we have so far total on the board? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need 1 more criminal, and that has to be Eric. Okay. All of the criminals on the board are solved. Henry has an odd number of criminals neighboring him, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. We need a fifth to make an odd number, and that has to be Nicole. And Nicole being a criminal makes Olivia an innocent. And now Nicole tells us that there are as many criminal builders as there are criminal sleuths. So we know how many criminal builders there are, or do we not? We don't, but we know how many criminal sleuths there are. There's 2, because Chloe is a criminal and both Adam and Gary are sleuths, but only one of them is a criminal, so that's 2 criminals total. So we need a second criminal builder, that has to be Sia. And that makes Zara an innocent. Now Zara says there are exactly 2 criminals in row 2, and those 2 are Henry and Jose, so Gary is an innocent. That makes Adam a criminal, and we are done the puzzle. Very nice. 5-7. Very good. I like it. So half of the solvers are faster than me, and only half of the people who played approximately had a perfect solve, so apparently it was tricky. Oh, I forget that this hides it. I really like it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll leave it here for today, and I'll be back tomorrow with more Clues by Sam. So bye bye.